I'm going to issue a warning right now. Any Boshy fanboys may want to close out of this window immediately. Because for what I am about to say is the truth, the honest to God truth, and nothing but the fucking truth. Okay, so, you know, I started this game a while back. According to somebody, it was like 7 months ago. Barely uploaded any videos back then or whatever. I went to World 1. My experience was fucking stupid. I thought the jumping was terrible, considering you just barely got over obstacles. But, you know what? For being World 1, it was a good introduction to the game. Okay? It was a good introduction. I mean, you had penguin party time. You know, penguins killing you and stuff. Yeah, that's fun. Okay. But. Then, you got to Hello Kitty. And back then, it was glitchy as fuck. You went into Hello Kitty, the platforms would, like, jump you all around and shit. Not only that, if you killed the boss, you killed freaking Hello Kitty, and she was doing her bullet hell heart attack, guess what? You're dead. You're fucking dead. What kind of garbage thing is that? That's so fucking stupid. I'm pretty sure it was demonstrated in my video. It still happens. I demonstrated it in the other Epilogue video. What the fuck? Okay, moving on to World 2. World 2, not that bad. Some interesting gimmicks and stuff like that. Yada yada yada. The boss of World 2 was actually fun and all that. Yeah, I liked it. Moving on to World fucking 3. Cheetah Men. Seriously, the tedious bullshit in that world. It just made me want to quit. It literally made me want to quit. That was one of the moments where I wanted to fucking quit this awful game. It was terrible. I mean, seriously. Archers and all that, dodging the arrows. Do you know how tedious and boring that was? Oh yeah, let's just, you know, jump over freaking arrows everywhere. No! No! That's awful! That's so awful! And boring! And in hard-on mode, you have to go 3 screens. That was a lot of fun! Oh, but I've saved. Oh wait, no. There's the puzzle! The freaking puzzle with the red dot. Yeah, that's a lot of fun, you know, because we like puzzles, you know. Except for the fact that that thing just jumps around like crazy wherever, and you know, you hit spikes and it dies and you die and you have to start all over again from the beginning because, you know, that's so much fun. I think even on average mode there's not that many saves or something like that in that room. But still, that was a boring puzzle. It's tedious. You don't put tedious puzzles in a game like this. Only if you're going straight for puzzle platformer. But whatever. Oh, this is good. Boss 3, Mario. Fucking Mario. So, yeah, you know, you go through the attacks, you know, and then guess what? You go through the attacks again. Especially if you're on any difficulty above easy. You go through all the attacks. No, not all the attacks. Again. And then what's your reward? Boss is dead. Okay. Boss is dead, right? No! He's not! Do the fucking Mario! Swing your arms because this is bullshit. Everybody, come on, let's have fun now! Seriously, okay, I admit, that was trying to be funny, but it was too late! You could have thrown that in as an attack he did, but no, you instead said, post-boss attack! What the fuck, man? The post-boss attacks are garbage! Absolute shit! I never, ever want to see post-boss attacks. Ever again. They're just so bad. I mean, when you beat a boss, you should beat the boss. Especially if it's ridiculous bullet hell bullshit like Mario was. Learning his pattern over and 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 over. And then guess what? Do the Mario with no indication that you could fucking shoot the things. Whatever. Okay, let's move on to World 4. World 4 was actually fun. The VVV segment was true to it and that. So, you know what? World 4 gets a pass, and Beelant was quite fun. World 5 didn't really seem to throw anything new at you. I mean, yeah, it had the falling sign, it had, Wario and stuff like that. But, you know, he could have done a lot more with the Wario idea and that. But, I guess it was decent. Boss fucking 5. This unholy abomination that lies beneath my feet should be exterminated. Should be burned in hell. Should be castrated. Oh, castrated. And then have that castration. No, shove his balls up his ass. Seriously. I'm not kidding. I hate this. This boss right here is so fucking awful. One of the worst things ever. So you get through phase 1, and you're like, okay, not so bad. Then you get to phase 2, where Sonic fucking follows your movements with rubber band physics. That boss pissed me the fuck off so fucking much. Oh, I literally wanted to scream. I think I did. I think I screamed at one point. Also, the boss just gets so boring after fighting him. I think it was 10 hours it took me to beat him. 10 hours or 12, something like that. That is way too fucking long for a boss. That is just awful. World 6. World 6. World 6 was Castlevania, and that eyeball trigger alone took about 45 minutes. That's just stupid right off the bat. One trigger taking you 45 minutes to do because it's so pixel perfect. That's terrible. It's so how do you make a trigger go just make it that intricate? That's terrible. And then the Gradius segment, it's luck based. So basically, there are unwinnable times. There are times when you cannot win at the Gradius segment. Yes, you heard me. You cannot win. There are times when try your best. No, you will not win because there are too many enemies, there are too many turrets, there are enemies blocking the turrets. Yada yada yada. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Boss 6. I've beaten this boss 10 times, technically. 10 fucking times. 10 god-awful times. 10 times. 10 times. You heard me. 10. I beat that boss 10 times. Do you know how ridiculous it is to beat a boss 10 times and not win? Do you want to know why? That little guy just sitting on that ledge over there. Now, with a rising platform, you would think, oh, I could just double jump down the hole. Wrong! You have, of course, the obvious answer is to fall off the platform, shoot the guy, pixel perfect shot, and then jump back on the platform. And then a bunch of shit just comes your way. A bunch of spikes just out of nowhere. Everywhere! Spikes, bat, flying up and down. It took me so long to realize that. Do you want to know why? Because bosses should not have fucking post-attacks. They shouldn't. Oh, World 7. Oh, God. World 7. The F-Zero segment wasn't that bad. The Trippy segment will give you a freaking seizure and will probably murder your eyes, and you'll want to gouge them out with a spoon. But no, that's not it. That's no. That's no. What I want to say about World 7 is the fact that that count the first time around, that is just so boring. Just bouncing him up and down, stuff like that. And how are you supposed to know that you're not supposed to go to the perfect edge right before that spike? Honestly. But no, you just bounce him up, and then you gotta do one of the most bullshit jumps in the entire game, where you jump, and then you jump again between spikes, while this guy has to be right in the top of the air. Oh, but it gets so much better. Oh, yes, it gets so much better. Then you have to make sure that he lands perfectly on this little tiny spot. If he lands anywhere else and you shoot him, no, you won't be able to shoot him because he'll be on your fucking face. He'll be like, and you'll be squished like a tomato. So great, right? But that's not the end of World 7. No, 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 no. Then there's the spider. But you know what? I like the Boshy spider. I love the Boshy spider. As you've seen in the Epilogue Part 2. I love the Boshy spider. The Boshy spider is my friend. Me and him go way, way back, you know. He started off by freaking me out and really, really trying to give me a heart attack. But you know, by the end of it all, me and him became friends. So, whatever. Whatever about the Boshy spider. Boss. No, no, no. And then there's the second part of World 7. The Zelda 2 part. That's Metal Gear Solid oriented with lasers that walk around and... Oh, it's just terrible to recount this, but those two jumps. Those two awful jumps with the little slits in the top. It took me forever. I think I got 1,000 deaths on that part alone. Just because all I thought was you just run at it, but no, I found a better way. But still, 1,000 deaths to 2 spikes. That's garbage. That's awful. That's so wrong. And yet Solgren can just say, yeah, that's cool. Whatever. Yeah. It's so bad! It made me want to pull my hair out. It made me want to stab myself. It made me just so pissed off. And then, oh god, you get to that puzzle room and you find out you have to kind of like glitch yourself through the top while timing it with spikes. So you have to do a perfect timing with the invisible block thing, and just somehow magically push yourself through? No! That's terrible. That's... There's no reason for that. And you just magically get through. And the funny thing about that was, I had to do that twice, because I lost footage of that the first time. Whatever. Oh, it gets so much better. You ready? Boss 7. The biggest piece of shit. The second biggest piece of shit in this... No, the third biggest piece of shit. No, the second biggest piece of shit in this fucking game. Fucking Mega Man. Here's my first complaint about this. 1. If the boss is Mega Man, then why the hell is he teamed up with all, like, other Mega Man bosses? What the hell? That's the first thing. The second thing is, you don't even really fight him. You go through a series of bullshit that's tedious and annoying. Ringman. Ringman and the Bullet Hell Curtain. That is the fucking boss. That is it. There is nothing else to this boss. Everything else you can eventually learn and just figure out easily. Ringman and the Bullet Hell Curtain. But no, 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 no! Let's throw Skullman, where you just have to, you know, trial and error, because, you know, you're going to instantly know, oh, I have to stand inside that thing right at this exact location. Yep, that's exactly what I need to do. And then you die to that, and then you go through it all again, and then again, and 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 again. Over and over and over. It's so terrible. It's a freaking endurance boss. Oh. Oh my god. Just... So tempted to go in there just to kind of like show it a bit, but I never want to touch that teleporter ever again. Oh god. World 8 wasn't so bad. It was a Mega Man oriented area. One of the first jumps in the beginning was awful. The room with the spikes. I know that was a bad level design room, but it was just basically a way to get a bunch of cheap deaths. The boss 8 was one of the most amazing in this entire game. Now, I don't get this. Why can't boss 8 be like... Why aren't all the bosses good like boss 8? I really want to try and understand this. How hard is it to make a good boss? I mean... You don't just throw bullet hell, bullet hell, bullet hell, bullet hell. Be a little creative with it. But no. Everything has to be fucking stupid like Boss 7 and Ringman's bullshit rings that bounce around the room and home in on you and go down and then up and, you know, and him flying in like an infinity sign pattern. But whatever. Boss 8 was pretty awesome. Okay. I'm ready for this. Okay. Fucking World 9 was basically puzzles. Why this late in the game, when you're throwing action and shit, do you just decide, oh, you know what, puzzles! 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 I like puzzles! Because, you know, puzzles are great, you know, just the middle of everything. It works. It works. It definitely works. It so works, you know. Let's just randomly throw puzzles at you. Puzzles that are just stupid. Like you just push this block around and hit things. Yeah. And then the fucking mini boss. It splits into things. It doesn't even attack you. It just bounces and splits. 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 That's just a headache in itself. Literally, I'm getting a headache talking about this shit. It's like... Oh, it's like terrible flashbacks. Magoo. Oh, you. Bouncing around. Bullshit. It's so awful. Boss should not be like that. Never. Oh wait, there's one more thing I forgot to say about Boss 7. Screen shaking. Actually, that's a general thing. In this game, when you kill things, the screen shakes. Like, violently. Why? Oh yeah, and then I asked Solgren about this. Guess what he said? You wanna know what that is about? That's about, you know, it adds difficulty to the bosses. I couldn't believe what I had read. It adds difficulty to the bosses. This adds difficulty to the bosses. Just let that sink in for a minute. Screen shaking adds difficulty to the bosses. That's why it was added in. So, if you know, like, you died to one of Ringman's bullets because you killed him too fast, I mean, Skullman's bullets because you killed him too fast, and the screen was shaking, and you really couldn't see anything, too bad, that was to add difficulty to the bosses. Because, it's so awful. Back to World 9. Before I have an aneurysm. World 9, like I said, Magoo, it's such a terrible... It's not even a boss. It's just something that annoys the hell out of you because it just bounces faster and faster and faster. You just have to take things out, you know, in time and time and time. Oh yeah, and then right at the end, it throws one of the biggest dick moves ever. there's a spike right against a wall jump. So basically, you have to wall jump just past this spike, just barely, just a teeny tiny jump, little wall jump. But no, no, just no. Of course not. You're fucking kidding me, right? Right at the end, you just throw that for no reason. It's like, oh, the boss is right up there. Here's an intricate jump. Have fun. Oh, it gets so much better. Boss 9. This is not a fucking boss. This is a memorization pattern. I will demonstrate this shit. Look at this. Bomberman slowly places bombs around. You stand in the middle. And then you drop down. You dodge those. You drop down again. You stay in that little ledge. And then you jump up. And then you quickly jump up again. And then, yeah. And then you gotta go all the way up to the top, jump out, and then jump through the warp. That's the boss. Because that's such a boss. That's such a fucking amazing boss. That is an insult to Bomberman. I am a huge Bomberman fan, and that is a complete insult to Bomberman. I want to cry right now. Don't you want to cry? It's such a complete insult to Bomberman. Why did you do that to Bomberman? What did he ever do to you? Why couldn't he have at least had attacks or something? Oh wait, because it would have been bullet hell. Are you ready? Because I'm not. World 10 is nothing but wall jumps and shooting things. Now, there is one amazing part to World 10, and that's where you just speed through everything. That is awesome. But why? It just gets so bad. It gets so tedious. Wall jumping and just intricate jumps and wall jumping and intricate jumps and wall jumping and intricate jumps and just dodging things and shooting things and dodging things and doing wall jumps and wall jumps and wall jumps. Especially the fucking axe thrower room. What the hell was that? You basically have to memorize the pattern of the axe throwers, time it just perfectly so you don't die for the first part, jump in between axes about 3 to 4 times, hit a switch, and on hard-on mode. Get this! There's a little nook you crawl into, right? Little tiny nook. There's no save before this, by the way. And, you go into the little nook, and what do you see? A spike. So, let's just say the spike is, like, right there, right in front of me, like right there. If I were to and the jump is like that line on that brick that I'm standing on, that line in the middle. If I cross that line, I die. So basically, I have to just barely see. Look, right there, death. And then I would have had to do it all the fuck over again, all freaking over again. You know how terrible that is? It's just why? And here's the funny thing. There is no funny things in this game. There's, like, literally, like, none. The Boshy, the spider, some of the bosses are humorous, but for the most part, World 10 just kind of just, you know, is like, just dick. Shoves its dick down your mouth, rapes your throat, makes you, drown in cum. That's what World 10 does to you. And then, once you get past the funnest part in Boshy, the speed part, you get to do, you get to You get to do like 4 rooms, no save. Yeah, 4 rooms, no save. While a spike wall is chasing you. Now, here's the fun in that. You have to be extremely fast. There's intricate jumps everywhere. You have to do this kind of glitch where you kind of fall off a platform onto another one, just kind of like easier way onto it. What the fuck? You just, and then you just kind of just, and then you inch off, and then back on, and then what? And then for me, you're just supposed to hit the switch, right? And then it blows up the spike wall. For me, the spike wall kept going, and I had to make a pixel perfect fucking wall jump. Like the most pixel perfect wall jump ever. It took me 5 hours to do this segment. Easily the longest segment in Boshy. That was half the time it took me to beat Sonic. So think about that. Half the time it took me to beat Sonic. To do a segment in fucking Boshy. I don't care if it was because of a glitch. It was because of negligence. That's fucking bullshit. How did it work for everybody else and not me? Why did it work for everybody else and not me? You've got to wonder if there's like an evil entity in this game. That's kind of what Dove was saying. That there's like an evil entity just watching your every movement, fucking you over at every turn. And the World 10 boss is actually amazing. I like the World 10 boss. It's not tedious, it's fun, it's fast-paced. It's random. Okay. I'm getting sick just thinking about World 11. World 11, one of the most garbage world in the entire game, is just nothing but puzzles. Puzzles and a snake ride. One of those puzzles took me about a long time to do. Because you have to hold jump and then double jump, but you don't know to hold jump. There's no indication whatsoever. You're just instantly supposed to know. And the best part about World 11 is the glaring screen effect that, distorts all your vision and makes you think, am I on some kind of acid trip? What am I seeing? I'm seeing absolutely nothing. I can't even see my character. I can't see what's in front of me. I can't see anything because the frickin' screen's all swiveling around. It's so awful. That's easily one of the worst. One of the reasons never to play Boshy is World 11. That world should be freaking omitted, and a bunch of shit from World 10 and World 9. I don't understand why it got this bad, but it did, and then it just got worse. And then you get to the tower segment, which is nothing but spikes and homing plants just shooting at you, and then intricate jumps at the top where you have to cling to a wall and jump and jump and jump for your life while frickin' Dr. Wily's Castle's playing. Just why? What the fuck were you on, man? So I need new words to describe how bad that was. But I went through it. Oh yeah. And then, doing that over and over again. Oh, did I mention how you got glitched into the floor a billion fucking times? Because there's that too. And then there's spike waving, because that's so much fun. And then you finally clear it and be like, okay, what's next? Final path, which is actually awesome. Finally, something good. And then you get to the most retarded boss ever. The most retarded boss ever. This final boss made me depressed. It brought on depression. A fucking game boss made me depressed. How is that possible? But it is. It's fucking possible. You can get depressed over freaking game bosses now. Because Solgren has made that. It made it so. First off, you have to memorize like every single one of its attacks. Every single one of them. Your memory slips, you're fucked. Every single attack, just, you know, memorize it. The time it took me to beat that boss, and I'm not kidding on this, was about 30 to 40 hours, easily. That's so absolutely ridiculous. That was probably about half my game time playing the entire game itself, or something. That's so stupid. And, you know, just getting really, really far in the boss and thinking, oh, everything's gonna be okay, everything's gonna be okay, and then you get fucked over. And that just keeps happening over and over and over again. Not to mention that this boss has about, let's see. Okay, so the Shang Tsung blood can prevent you from jumping anywhere, and it's happened to me. I don't have footage of it anymore. I erased that bullshit. That's one. The attack where he vanishes and disappears and shoots things if you don't do the quick kill. That's 2. Sonic's pretty inconsistent, so let's call that 3. Sometimes those bullets that pop out of nowhere, they can give you like little to no room from time to time. And where the other ones appear, you can get screwed over. So let's count that as fucking 4. What else? Oh yeah, Phase 2 is luck-based in itself. 5. Jeez. Oh yeah, and Ryu's car. That's 6 fucking luck-based attacks. 6. 4 if you don't count the truly the ones that really are luck based. But even so, even if it's just 4, why? That's insanity. That's like saying, in order to beat this game, you're gonna have to jump through hoops over and over and over and over and over again. Have fun. Have fun wasting your entire life on this boss, because if you're not lucky, you're fucked. Fucked in the ass, fucked everywhere, fucked in the mouth, fucked in the nose, fucked in the ears. You might as well just say, I like BDSM now. That's what you're gonna fucking say after fighting this boss over and over again. You're gonna say, I officially like BDSM. Please bring out the whip. Please whip me, master. Please whip me, master. The thing is, for one, that shield has way too much health. For 2, there are also glitches in that boss that make it even worse. From time to time, your double jump will not work on Phase 1 and Phase 2. You will try to jump, and it will not work. You will, more than likely, just lose over and over again because of this bullshit. Or, you know what's even better than that? is when you double jump up to phase 3 and just die because of nothing. Or you undershoot the jump and you get stuck in between the platform and then it slides you out and you die. Because that's great too. Oh god. And here's another shocking revelation. Solgren has never beaten his game. I believe he's only gotten to World 2. So, to make myself a little happier, on behalf of all that have suffered to this fucking atrocity, to all who have destroyed their hands, all in the pursuit of becoming the Boshy, to all who have been raped by Sonic time and time again, to all who went through Mega Man's tedious bullshit a billion fucking times, to everyone who said, fine, I'll do it again, fine, I'll do it again, fine, I'll fucking do it again. To all that said, do the Mario, and did it, and fucking did it, and just went along with it. To all who said, fuck Bomberman. To all who said, to all who fucking beat Solgren. To all who have attempted to beat Solgren. To all who have rage quit this piece of shit. I issue a challenge. You will record videos and you will beat your own game on YouTube or on stream, and you will allow a massive audience to watch you to play every moment of this, and you will record your response. You will talk. No, just, you know, I'm gonna walk around and I'm not gonna say anything. No, we want to hear what you say about your entire game. You will beat it from start to finish, recorded. If you need a cut, you can cut, but actually no. Yes, fine, you can cut. Also, it has to be on average mode or higher. Fuck easy mode. That is what I'm going to say. That is how this series ends. That is what I want to see in the future. That is what I'm sure everybody else wants to see as well. Everybody who's suffered through this piece of shit. Because it just got worse and worse and worse and worse by this fucking second. I hope you all enjoyed this Boshy LP. And now, the final act, I will reveal my death count. In both easy mode and hard on. 1,268 in easy mode. Oh wait, I also had another one going. 2,598 in easy mode. That was a solo playthrough. On hard on mode, weighing in at 22,143 deaths, is a Boshy. And all I can say is, fuck this game, I'm never playing it again. I hope you enjoyed this.